Jump off that exhausting hamster wheel and into balanced living with Dr. Marissa.
Promise you joy in the mystery.
Dr. Marissa, also known as the Asian Oprah. Her mission, to be a beneficial presence on the planet. Her purpose, to be your personal advocate to live, laugh, love, learn. Her life motto, don't die wondering. Take back your life with Dr. Mauricio Pay.
And welcome. You are tuned to Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show here on KCAA, AM 1050, FM 102.3, FM 106.5, and streaming everywhere. iHeartRadio, Spotify, Stitcher, iTunes, Amazon Music, Audible, and more. Because I want you to be happy 88% of the time. So I use every possible platform to do so. And I bring you guests and topics that will also help you do so. And today is no exception. And if you think you're seeing double right now, you're not. I am so delighted to bring Bhianca and Chiara Mauricio with over 400,000 followers on Instagram, 86,000 on Facebook, 28,000 on Twitter, and an impressive 12.8 million views on their YouTube channel. Twin sisters, Emmy-nominated actress Bhianca and Emmy-winning actress Chiara broke into the show business at 2 years of age and have not had time to look back. And since their breakout role as Summer Newman on The Young and the Restless, the girls have been featured in several commercials and popular music videos, including Bon Jovi's What Do You Got? They've also appeared together and individually on various television shows and feature films, including NBC Parks and Recreation, Nickelodeon's Nicky, Ricky, Dickie, and Dawn. Say that 10 times. See Dad Run and Game Shakers, Disney's The Savages, CBS Criminal Minds, FX Legit. And most importantly, the reason why I asked them on the show is because they are raising awareness about animal causes and anti-bullying. In fact, they are ambassadors for the Boo to Bullying organization and also released a song around the issue called Let Your Light Shine. The accompanying music video was screened in over 30 international film festivals and garnered them a Gracie Award win for Outstanding Viral Video. They worked on Nickelodeon's UBU campaign as well as volunteering their time at shelters and rescue leagues. Please welcome to my studio, Bhianca and Chiara.
Hi. Thank you so much for having us today.
Of course. Thank you so much for being here. I'm trying to test myself and figure out who's who right now, looking at you both. Is there a way to tell you apart? Like, do people, do your parents probably can tell you apart?
Yes.
Yeah.
So
I hope so.
I hope so too. I hope so. There's one way to tell us apart. So I have like the Marilyn Monroe beauty mark above my lip, and then Bianca's is on her cheek. So that's one way to tell. And also my voice is a lot deeper than Bianca's. So that's another way that people can tell between us. I mean, completely different personality. So yeah.
Okay. So you're obviously the shyer one of the two. Sarcasm is another service I offer. No, the one that was just talking.
Oh, me? Oh, no.
Well, I know. Yes, that's why I said sarcasm is another service I offer.
Yeah.
Because I was being sarcastic. You are, and you are Bhianca.
Yes.
No.
I'm Bianca.
You're Bhianca. So Chiara is the not shy one.
Exactly.
No. Yes, I got that because she jumped in to answer the answer first. See, I'm a psychologist. So I get to test my skills in this twin identification.
Yeah.
So you play though the same person. I saw that. I caught that on Young and the Restless. You play Summer, and they switch you out. Now that's a really great way to make sure someone is available, right? For shooting. Because if you're on one schedule somewhere else internationally, the other one can jump in. I never thought of that's a very smart strategy of the studio. So is there ever a time where you disagree about something that is super duper fundamental and important? And how do you get through that disagreement? Have you never been asked that question?
No. I usually get the question like, oh, do you guys ever get in fights about like, sister things? I thought that's what you were about to say. I'm like, oh yeah,
Nope.
I'm prepared to answer. No, okay. Let me think about this one. I think Bhianca, I'll answer this part. I think Bhianca and I, from what I know, share the same type of views and like opinions on things. So I don't think we get into like that many disagreements about fundamental topics. I just think it's more everyday issues, not really like monumental, Oh, that's just an interesting question.
Because as you grow older, that question may have a different answer. Because how young are you? How old are you now? I always ask 16. Okay. So my guess is, let's see, I'll do a prediction now. And in 5 years, you can call me and say, Dr. Mauricio, you were right. That there's going to come a time that there are going to be some fundamental things that you'll part ways. And that is what our whole country is dealing with right now, is how do you still get along when you fundamentally disagree, not on it's my turn in the bathroom or no, I want that role. Oh, actually, have you both ever really, really wanted a role and only one of you got it? Has that happened to you?
I mean, listen, I'm going to say this because I can't really remember, but we go out against each other all the time on auditions. And so sometimes there's more roles where Bhianca feels more confident in the role, or there's some times that I feel more confident in the role. And it really just depends on what the casting director wants. But something that my parents have always taught us to remember throughout our entire career is that if it's a win for one of us, it's a win for both of us. And so I will continue to live by that moral for the rest of my career. So I can't really remember a time when one of us really wanted a role and the other one got it, because I feel like we each deserved it in our own way.
Yeah.
Which is another great skill that I wish more people had. And I'll be honest, it's not easy for me either, but to be happy for someone else's success. Wouldn't it be great if most of the people on the planet had that as a trait?
Yes.
Yeah.
It would
be great.
Life a lot easier.
Exactly.
Make my life a lot easier.
And kudos to your parents for teaching you that. I think that's absolutely brilliant. Is it coming in handy right now because one of you got the Academy Award and the other one did not? Or Emmy Awards, so not Academy. That's future possible. And I'm intentionalizing that for you. Yes, in the future. You'll call me again when that happens. But one of you got the Emmy and one of you did not. You were both nominated. So who got the Emmy? Okay. The shy one. Yeah.
The shy one. Yeah.
Yeah. So I see a little, happy pride there, which is deserved. Does it bother you at all? You can be honest. Not at all.
No, honestly, like a lot of people, to be honest, like a lot of people have asked me, like, so are you just a little bit jealous? Like, did you maybe like cry yourself to sleep when you were alone when she won? Like, but honestly, no. Like, we both, and this is kind of sad, but we both went into the Emmys thinking, okay, we both had this conversation. We both were like, you know what? We're not going to get this. You know what? The nomination in itself is already a win for both of us. We didn't think we were going to get nominated. We didn't think we were going to get nominated. And then when we both did, we're like, okay, that already is the win. Because like, obviously there's going to be one winner, but to me, the nomination and to Chiara at the time, it was enough. And then when we found out one of us won, it was more shock than like, jealousy. I mean, I still, like, months later, I still don't feel any sort of jealousy. I still think we both feel shocked that it happened. I'm still in shock. It's like the Emmy's sitting right there, and I'm just in shock that my name's on it.
Let's see it. Let's see it. Show and tell. I want to see it.
Okay, you go. I'll grab it. Yeah, you look at it.
Good. Now that she's away, I can ask you a separate question. No, I'm
Okay.
kidding. No, well, actually, we can wait till she gets back, or she can also comment on that. Do you think because of your personality differences that if she had not won and you had won, you can be honest, would she be as magnanimous and grateful and appreciative as you are right now because of the personality difference?
Oh no, I think she would be super happy for me. I think she would be like so
Okay.
grateful because we both had this conversation like leading up to the Emmys. Like we were having these conversations with our parents, with our just each other. Like no matter what happens, like we've already won in our eyes. Like obviously we didn't know we won the like if Chiara won the award or not, but the nomination was enough, and I knew that like if I won and she didn't, we would be like happy for each other and vice versa. And so I don't think that Chiara would have been more jealous if I would have won. No, absolutely not. I don't think so. I am so happy for Bhianca for both of us to be nominated. And I could not have imagined being nominated with anybody else by my side. And I said that in my speech, and that came from the heart. I'm just so happy to be in this position with my sister and to be going through our careers together, hand in hand, or sometimes individual and on our own. And I honestly, if she would have won, I would have been so happy for her because I know that she deserved it. Yeah. Our parents did not raise us to be jealous of each other in any sort of situation.
That's again commendable. I'm going to give your parents Dr. Marissa's Beneficial Presence on the Planet Award for raising two really phenomenal. I believe you. I know you're not just saying this for the camera, but it's
gonna love this. It's her birthday tomorrow, so she's gonna love the compliments.
It's your mom's birthday tomorrow?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so great. Yeah. Well, total kudos to her. And in the Chinese tradition, I guess it wouldn't count because it's not your birthday. When's your birthday?
April 28th.
I love
Today's our half birthday. So it's her half birthday. Yeah. Yeah. So.
Is it a half birthday today? Oh,
yeah,
perfect. So you can give her half acknowledgement because in Chinese culture, when it's your birthday, you celebrate the mom.
Oh.
So
that makes a lot of sense. That I understand that. That makes a lot of sense.
So you could do that for your mom. So okay. So have you
really quickly.
It's hard to find, there's absolutely no that was beautiful, by the way. Is it heavy? Is it heavy?
It's like a dumbbell. Like
a weight.
It's a weight. It's like really heavy.
It's beautiful.
5 pounds? Yeah, it's like here.
Oh, let's see. What's it say? It says Daytime Emmy Awards. What's that? Something younger performer in a daytime action. Wonderful. For The Bay, Pop Start TV, and Reagan Sanders. Oh, so the show is called The Bay.
Yes. Let me go put this back in.
Yeah. So who's the one who came? Wait, let me guess. I'm going to say Bhianca came out first. You were the older one out of the womb. Did I get that right?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. How many? I'm good. I'm at 1,000 here. So that's awesome. Boys?
Okay, so hold on. This is an interesting question. My mom is going to be watching this. So I've obviously had crushes on guys over the past few years, and honestly, I think I'm too young. And this is just from me. Like my parents have not said anything, but I just think I'm also too young. And also, it's a lot of like pressure on yourself, and it's a lot to keep up with. And like, here's the thing: I've known a lot of people who date, and they're like, I like this guy. Yeah, I do have my crushes, but
who's your crush?
Oh, no. Now, who is it? No. But no. So I see a lot of my friends who like are so like invested in like being with a guy and then they like date for a little while and then it's done and then they're heartbroken and then like breaks up friend groups. And I do not want that. Like I don't want to have all that pain. It's not even like I don't want that. Like I don't, but I also don't have time for it. Like I really don't have time to like be heartbroken over someone. I have so much other things to do. My everyday life, like my only time that I get to rest really is when I wake up in the morning, when I have my dinner with my parents, and then when I go to sleep. Or lunch, and I go to sleep. And because I really like, I spend every day working for something. I have to be productive in my everyday life. And I can't be focusing on stuff like that, which, hey, maybe in a few years when I'm like a little bit more head in school and I'm done with some things, sure.
And I'm established in my career. I want to make sure that
I don't get sidetracked.
Yeah.
Well, Mom will be very...
Wait, you go ahead.
Mom will be very happy with these answers. You're welcome, Mom.
Yes, happy birthday, Mom. Happy birthday, Mom.
That is wonderful because my older one just finished Cornell. My younger one's in her last year at UC Davis. Where do you want to? What's your number one school you want to go to? Where are you?
You know, I hope to stay in LA because I still am 16, and the entertainment capital of the world is here.
Right.
But also, I hope to get into like UCLA or USC. Like those are my top schools, but also Chapman's a great school. Loyola Marymount is a great school. Pepperdine. But I'm also I'm applying to NYU and Columbia. My dad is from New York, so like I've just loved going to New York whenever I could growing up, and so it's just a magical place. And also I'm applying to a few Ivies, so wherever I see. I mean, first of all, I have to get in. I'm not going to say, oh, I want to go here unless I obviously get in. But also it has to be best for my career. I want to make sure it makes sense for what I want to do. And so,
absolutely.
UCLA or USC are like number one.
Okay.
And then Brown.
I'll wiggle my fingers that you get your first choice. How's that?
Thank you. It's very stressful in my household right now with college applications, so I appreciate that.
Absolutely. Well, you just do the best that you do. You do the best that you can. And then whatever's best for you materializes. So that's how I've lived. And when I don't get something, I say, I can't wait to see what good comes out of this. Yes. And then any bad thing always turns out good. The book came out of me losing a $200,000 consulting project because I'm an organizational psychologist. And I was like, what? And I got mad for 16 seconds. And then I said, I can't wait to see what good comes out of this. And then the voice said, write. And I went, I don't have time to write. And the voice said, you do now. Next thing you know, I have a best-selling book. So that's to encourage you. You don't need it. You absolutely don't need it. But that's the name of my show is Take My Advice. I don't use it. Right. So yeah. So that's great. Well, it's just been a delight to have both of you. I wish you the very, very best. I already know that you're going to go there. The one last thing I wanted to say about boys, at the risk of pissing your mom off, is the way that I look at romance is it's not an all or nothing thing in terms of, it's true that what the media does and what people do, it's very difficult to not have your heart broken, so to speak. But I can tell you right now, both of you, neither one of you will ever have your heart broken because you hold your heart. Nobody's going to break your heart. It's your heart. And you can have many chapters in your book of romance. So some chapters are long, some chapters are short, but isn't it beautiful that you get to experience relationships that are great? And it doesn't have to be like Jerry Maguire, one person to complete you. So that's my humble, not so humble, 8 cents worth of advice for you. So absolutely, because you're just absolutely beautiful. And hopefully you'll meet someone who is as fun and interesting and smart and intelligent and caring and sensitive and creative as both of you are.
Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate that.
Absolutely. You're living in LA? Are you?
Yes.
In LA. Okay. So we're all in LA. But thanks to COVID, you don't have to travel to a studio. You get to be in my virtual living room studio here during the pandemic. We're almost out. We're almost out. What has helped you remain happy, as you seem to be, through this thing called the pandemic?
I'll answer. I'll go first.
Okay.
So I love spending time with my parents and my sister. And like even before COVID, this sounds kind of interesting to say, but I mean, I would on my usual weekend would just be hanging out with my parents. Like I would see my friends like sometimes, but I would rather like stay home and watch a movie with my parents. And so that's what I did like before the pandemic and still going through it. And I love to read. So reading definitely helped me like keep my spirit up during the pandemic. I read so many books. And then I also was able to finish all my schoolwork. So that made me very happy with all my high school.
Are you homeschooled?
Yes.
You are. Okay. And favorite book?
Ooh, I have one. Eliza and Her Monsters by Francesca Zappia. I just read it. I mean, I read 118 books this year. And I just finished this like 3 weeks ago. And I got to tell you, it was like mind blowing how amazing this book was. And I remember everything that I felt while reading it. And if I reread it like for the millionth time, I would still feel those same emotions. It's amazing.
It's hard to say like what my favorite book is. I have 3. I have Stalking Jack the Ripper by Carrie Maniscalco, Victorian era murder mystery, which I love. And then I have my other favorite is School for Good and Evil by Saman Shinani. It's a fantasy series, 6 books. I read it in about a month, loved it all. And then The Wall of Winnipeg and Me by Mariana Zapata, loved it, romance. So those are my top 3 favorites.
Fantastic. And I'm going to come back from break. We have to pause for the NBC News right now. So when we come back, we're going to finish that question with Chiara's answer on how she made it through or is making it through the pandemic. If you've just tuned in and you're wondering if you're seeing double and who this pair of lovely, delightful youngins are, they are the twins that have just taking the airwaves and the TV and the daytime shows by storm. It is Bhianca and Chiara. And help me with your last name again.
D'Ambrosio.
Thank you. D'Ambrosio. There we go. When we come back on Take My Advice, I'm Not Using It, Get Balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show on KCAA, NBC News Radio, the station that leaves no listener behind.
Take back your life with Dr. Mauricio.
And we're back. You're tuned into Take My Advice. I'm Not Using It. Get Balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show here on KCAA, CNBC, and NBC News Radio, AM 1050, FM 102.3, FM 106.5, and streaming everywhere, including my YouTube channel, where if you free subscribe, you will get an alert every 8 a.m. Pacific time to tell you that a new show is dropping. As well, you can then visit my red carpet playlist with my interviews with Halle Berry and John Travolta, Quincy Jones, and a lot of other wonderful people who take their limelight and highlight those areas that need a little bit more light. And today I'm so delighted to have twins with me. This is my first twins show. This is also my first show with a generation. I call them my punctuation generation. They have very strong thumbs. They use hashtags and @ like nobody's business. And it is the D'Ambrosio twins, Chiara and Bhianca. Please welcome them back.
Hi,
everyone.
So let's finish that question. And I think it was passed to be Chiara. I remembered. And what did you do, or what are you still doing to help you through this thing that nobody planned for?
Reading has been a big part of my life. I started reading a little bit before the pandemic, but during the pandemic, I would just read all the time. And I would read in between school. I would just do it all the time. And I would read on my phone. I would read on my computer. I would read physical. And I just love reading. It's like one of my favorite things in the world to do. And also, I love writing. Over the past few years, I just started to write like mini scripts for fun. And then I realized that this is what I want to do as a profession in my career. And so over the pandemic, I started writing mini episodes and mini script ideas and just writing down everything that came to my mind that could be on screen one day. I actually did a UCLA summer TV writing program, like literally 2020, like was it July? I think it was in July. For a couple weeks. It was super intense, but it was one of the best times of my life. I had such a blast getting to collaborate with other storytellers and learn from the best. And I'm so grateful to have writing as a part of my life too. And now applying to colleges, I get to really express myself. And so writing and reading. And spending time with my dogs and my family has been the best part of the
That's beautiful. I taught at UCLA for a number of years in the MBA school. So go Bruins. Wonderful. So let's shift gears now. And I really was heartened and happy that you're using your limelight to highlight areas that are temporarily dark. That's how I say it, because I absolutely believe that's why we're on the planet. That's why you get the limelight, is so that you get to use it and use your platforms. And I did a little spying on you before, and I love that you're doing that. So kudos to you. And for that, before I forget, I'm going to give you Dr. Marissa's Beneficial Presence on the Planet Award, because you choose to do that. You don't have to do that. But people who do have a platform, when they do that, I want to acknowledge it. So here you go. And not all my guests get that award. It's not as heavy as your Emmy.
Still means a lot. Still means a lot in my heart. Thank you so much.
Good. So tell me about these causes, and take your time, and whoever wants to take it, and why you went there. So why you picked those, because there's so many things that you could be supporting.
Well, we were bullied when we were younger, and we still are being bullied online, and it's more accessible during these days. And so
what? Wait. What? You were bullied as kids. Mm-hmm. What in the world? I mean, it's cool in my book to be twins. Now, was that the thing?
I think that was the main part of it, but the bullies at our school were just super, I don't even know what to describe them. They were just like an evil presence around, and they would just use any opportunity to tear one of us or both of us at the same time down. And we were actually,
what did they say
because of it? I mean, so many things. I mean, just making fun of the way we were. And also we dressed a lot alike when we were younger. And so that was a main part of our bullying.
And then they would also, like, depending on the day, some of the bullies, they would like only want to hang out with one of us and leave the other one by themselves during lunch and like recess and all that stuff. So it wasn't a fun time, but you know, we got through it. At that time, I didn't really understand why someone at such a young age would be that mean-spirited. I know
what age are we talking about? What age are we talking about?
Like 7, 6, 7. I didn't understand at the time, so I didn't really grasp the concept of bullying until I talked to my parents and they explained it to me, and that was when I was like, wow, are there others like me? And they're like, yeah. And I said, I want to do something about it. So that's how we got involved with Boots of Bowling, and we made our song Let Your Light Shine. And that is still, although we were little, very, very little, and it looked very different, and it's very like a really fun, but also has a heartfelt message to it, the video. I still love watching it like time again. you know, anytime someone asks me, so like, how do you get involved with charity? I'm like, you know, I'm a part of Buddha Bullying and I support animal rescue, but go check out my music video, Let Your Light Shine. I think you can understand why from such a young age. It's very evident in the video. And like I just mentioned, we're also we're big animal lovers. We have 2 rescue dogs. We believe in adopt, don't shop. We absolutely love animals. And so we help out anytime we can by donating beds, dog food, toys to our local shelters, blankets. We just believe in that cause so much. And then we also work with the Alzheimer's Association. My grandma has Alzheimer's, so we also believe in giving back to that cause. And we also work with Best Friends Animal Society, ASPCA, Operation Rings of Love. And we just believe my parents, as well as also teaching us never to be jealous of each other, they also instilled in us that, you know, if you receive something, you give it back. Like if you get all the success, you have to give back to people who helped you along the way, or just to causes or people that are less fortunate. So that's what we do all year round, every single time. We love giving back to people. And
it's important.
It's a lot of people, I don't know. A lot of people don't see it that way, but I see giving back and being a part of charity work as not rewarding, but it's like, I don't know how to describe it. It's like kind of like what you're supposed to do, like what you're talking about, like fundamental. Like you're supposed to be doing this,
right?
And that's how I was raised, and that's what I continue to believe. And when I get older, that's what I'm gonna pass on. Like you are gonna be doing charity work. That's what you're supposed to be doing in your everyday life. And so that's why we are very passionate, and we work with so many different organizations.
That's great. Yeah.
Well, sorry about that.
That's okay. Totally good. I love it. We have them all there at the same time. If you're listening, those are all, if you don't already have a charity or some organization to volunteer at or donate to, I absolutely agree with you, Bhianca. I absolutely think, in fact, I've been trying to highlight organizations who, you know, in the old days, it's like you make the money and then you take the money and you donate it. So big companies, you know, after they're big, they will say, we're donating this part to whatever. And I love, you know, this trend of like Tom's, right? Ben and Jerry's, where in their credo and mission, as they're making money, donates and helps, you know, one pair of shoes. So it's not like once we have the money, we'll give you. It's as we're making the money, we give you. And wouldn't that be great if all organizations did that? And so I'm inviting all corporations to adopt that. If you're listening, it's a great marketing strategy too, because of course you want to be able to help and support the product at the same time. So I know Ronald McDonald House is one of the reasons why I have a Big Mac. No, I'm just kidding. I don't. All right. So let's go back to, what's your dog's names, Chiara?
Matt's is our St. Bernard. He's 10. And Callie, our Newfoundland, who is 8.
Oh, so you like little dogs.
Oh, those are big. Sarcasm. Okay. I was like, oh, those are big dogs. And I realized for a second, sarcasm.
Chiara's got me already. Bianca's still believing that I'm nicer than I look. But I love big dogs too. I had a King Chow and her name was Destiny, and she's on the other side with my dad. But and you mentioned an expression I'd never heard before: adopt, don't shop. Is that what you said? That's a very nice little jingle. Yeah. Okay. So let's play Wouldn't It Be Nice If, which is a little law of attraction and tension game that I play. Instead of asking you what next or what do you want to do, we're going to say, wouldn't it be nice if, and then you can answer and say, if I were to, you know, what kind of rule, or maybe your script or that. Okay. So wouldn't it be nice if, and Bhianca, go ahead. What would you like? You're setting
I
your intentions, so be careful here.
Oh gosh. Okay. Big night, Bhianca. I have a few that I'm thinking of. Wouldn't
Okay.
it be nice if I were able to open up an animal sanctuary? I would love to do that. That's one of my goals in life, just in general. That's on my bucket list of things to do. Wouldn't it be nice if I was able to direct and create a TV show based off of some ideas that I have?
Give me an
Like,
idea.
I have a few mystery ideas that I'm kind of thinking through, because mystery, you have to kind of plot a lot of things along the way and different storylines and all that stuff, red herrings. So that's what I'm kind of going through right now in the middle of my college application. So that would be nice.
Favorite mystery movie?
I liked, is it called, oh gosh, I'm so bad with names. Is it called Searching? It's about searching. That's my favorite.
Okay, I'll go watch it.
It's about his father who is trying to.
Don't tell me. Don't tell me. Don't tell me. No, I love watching movies without knowing anything about them. That's
okay. This is very never mind. Just go into it. Go into it. I'm the same way about books.
Great. Okay, continue.
Okay, I think I have one more.
Okay, we'll throw it over to Chiara, and then we'll come back for the third one. Wouldn't it be nice if?
Wouldn't it be nice if I was a full-time screenwriter or television writer?
And what kinds of things would you like to be known for writing?
I'm trying to think of the right word to say.
There's no right word.
I'm trying to think of what to say.
Don't shit on yourself. Don't shit on yourself.
Things that will give a different perspective, or things that will challenge a viewer. That's what I would like to be known for. So it leaves it open to interpretation.
I like that.
Wouldn't it be nice? Well, I'm going to say this. Wouldn't it be nice if everybody treated each other with respect? I'm going to say that. And animals with respect too. That'd be very nice. Wouldn't it be nice if I write a project and Bhianca directs it? That would be very, very nice. And you act in it or I act in it.
Where's your little accent from, by the way, before I forget to ask?
My accent?
It's like you have a little bit of a European lilt or something. Yeah.
I mean, my family's Italian, but we're not.
Okay.
My dad's from New York. My mom's from Pennsylvania. So I don't know if it's
maybe my dad's
East Coast.
Maybe
your dad has a little bit of an accent. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Some of the words he's been living in LA for a long time, but some of his words are very New York. Like it's coffee. Very New York. So maybe that's where it's from.
Definitely that is where. Okay.
Sorry.
Wouldn't it be nice?
Wouldn't it be nice if I was able to work with Jodie Comer, my favorite actress on the planet? That would be nice. Yeah, that'd be very nice. Oh no, it would be nice if I wrote a book. I really want to write a book one day.
Okay.
That'd be very cool. I really want to write a book.
So I'm going to give you a copy of mine.
Oh my God.
For being on the show, 8 Ways to Happiness,
Oh
from wherever you are.
I didn't know you wrote a book. I'll have to read it. I love you so much. I love it. Thank you.
It hit 8 bestseller lists. So you can do now. I normally say this to youngins, but I can tell I don't need to say this to you, but just for fun, look at me in the eye in the camera. You, the D'Ambrosio twins, can do anything you put your mind and heart to. And I believe that. And even when you don't believe that, in the moments that you don't, but I think, see, for you, you always believe that. But if you don't, remember that I believe it. So I love to say that to kids all over the world, especially ones who haven't had the level of success that you have, because it's, and maybe that's where I want to go now. You have a loving family. You have a twin who's, I'm sure, like your best friend, and you can say anything to and go to them at any time, and you have success in your career already at the ripe age of 16. For those people who are listening, for kids especially, because I do have a teenage audience, my largest growing audience right now, what do you say to them if they don't have any of what I just listed that you have? What can you offer them as hope and support as a teenager? Because God knows it's not easy being a teenager, right? I've raised recovering. I have recovering teenagers. They're in their early 20s now. But can you offer some hope, especially those who didn't have, the ability to read or to watch with their family? What would you say to them now that would offer them some hope?
Determination. You got to be determined to work past what you think is your battles and life's challenges. Life is going to throw challenges at you no matter what. And I believe that if you just stay determined on your path and what you want to be, you will succeed. And I know, especially as a teenager, there's so many factors that come into play and so much pressure. And I think that if you just stay focused on your lane and who you strive to be as an adult, I think that is a piece of advice that I could give. And just keep researching who you want to be. You will always keep changing as a person. And so I just think staying educated and staying knowledgeable in what's going on and just keeping your determination is definitely a piece of advice I could give.
Beautiful. Bhianca?
I think, kind of piggybacking on what Chiara said, I think that also being motivated to want to do something or want to change your life in some sort of way. That's a big thing that I think helped me. I was motivated to write my story. I was motivated to work hard in school so I could, I'm going through college applications right now, so I'm hoping I get in. But I'm working hard to have a great education. That's what I strive to do. And although it's hard, I had the motivation. Sometimes I was so tired. I had sinus infections while I was doing my last high school essays. It wasn't easy, but I had the motivation to continue. And I think that's what helped me get to where I'm at today. And I still have room to grow. I'm not the best person. I'm not the perfect person, but I'm trying to be. I'm trying to be someone who built a good life for themselves. And at a young age, at 16, I know that. I know I want to have a good life. So I'm working hard now to ensure that. And so I think motivation is a big thing.
Absolutely. Motivation and determination. I call it doing things even when you don't feel like it. You use the gospel according to Nike, which is just do it. Right?
Yeah.
So do you ever have voices in your head that maybe they piggyback on the bullying voices that were thrown at you? And I'll just speak from my experience. I would get an award and I'd feel really good, or when the book went number 1 and oh yay, that's so fabulous. And people would say, oh, that you're so great, blah, blah. And then I would smile and say, thank you. And then I'd have a voice that would say, yeah, but they don't really know you. If they knew you and if they saw you, when people aren't looking, they wouldn't be so impressed, or you're not all that. And who do you think you are? Do you ever have a voice like that comes in? And how do you deal with that voice? So you may not know what I'm talking about.
No, I definitely think so. Especially being in the entertainment industry, you get so much rejection. And so over the course of time, that rejection sort of is instilled in your brain. And you think, oh, maybe I wasn't really good enough for this, or oh, maybe I could have done better, or oh, they liked her for other reasons that I could have controlled, but I didn't take the narrative. And when I won the award, I was like, oh my God, I'm so happy. And I know that I have family and friends and people that support me, but there's also other people online that are like, oh, this person should have won, and oh, this and that. And I think that you have to be happy for everybody and anything that you do. And so, having that voice in my head and as well as online is very harmful. But I think that I've grown to look past it and just stay focused on the positive things in my life. And, I do have to admit, you get that voice in your head, and it is really hard to focus when it's like blaring in your mind. But I think that you just have to push through it. And it's something that you have to work towards. It's not going to go away like that. And I'm still going to work towards getting rid of it. And I completely understand where you're coming from.
Great. So I knew this conversation would go quick, and we're coming up to the end of the show. So I'm going to ask you the question that I always ask my guests at the very end, which is, to who or what are you most grateful for? To who or what are you most grateful for? And I want, on the count of 3, point to the person that you want to have go first. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, we got at the same time.
B before C, though.
True. I was just thinking because I had my answer already.
Me too.
But I would say I'm most grateful to my mom and my dad for, number one, being supportive of my entertainment creative side. That's what I want to do, because I know a lot of people whose parents are not supportive at all, and I'm just grateful that my parents are encouraging me, because that's a big thing that a lot of people face before pursuing a career in the entertainment industry, is their parents are not grateful, or they're not grateful, but they're not supportive of having a creative job. They were like, oh, why should you do this? Because it's a stable job, which of course that's great, but that might not be what some people want. And from a very early age, I was like, Mom, I want to be a director and I want to be an actress. And my parents looked at me and they're like, okay, that's great. They had no sort of, oh, maybe you should do this, maybe you should do that. And that is what I'm most grateful for, because without their support, I would not be anywhere where I am right now. So I'm most grateful to my mom and my dad.
Beautiful. Are they in entertainment? I forgot to ask you that question. Are they in entertainment?
My dad's an entrepreneur and my mom just started producing. Yeah.
Oh, cool. Chiara, to who or what are you most grateful for?
My parents are my number one, but I will also say my sister too, because no. I say this to you all the time. I could not have gone through this career with anybody else. There are times when I just feel so devastated and defeated, and my sister's always there to pick me up and always there to give me advice. And if I'm working on set, she'll always give me advice as well, and also help me with my lines, and just always be there for me. And I don't think I could be where I am today without my parents or my sister by my side, because she is my best friend.
Oh, that's
we do everything
cute.
Together. And so seeing her support for me is it means a lot to me. So thank you. Well,
that's so cool. And that's it for another scintillating episode, my first one with twins. I hope you enjoyed getting to know them. Please do visit them, even though they have millions already and they probably don't need another follower. You can throw some my way. No, I'm kidding. At D'Ambrosio Twins. It has been a delight. I wish you all the very best. And this is Dr. Marissa reporting live from my living room, reminding you that it's all about balance. Peace in. I forgot to ask you to do this. Peace in. Can you do this with me?
Peace
in. Peace out.
Peace out.
World peace.
World peace.
Through inner peace.
Through inner peace.
And that's it. Remember, have the best day ever.